So the next thing we're gonna do, work on our sets, rear sets, foot peg area. Got the exhaust on. The springs are rather ridiculous. I'm pretty sure those are probably leftover springs from a trampoline that they picked up at wholesale or something, because Hulk couldn't stretch them tight enough to fit. So that's kind of a joke, but it's on there. Haven't started it yet. I'm actually out of engine oil. I usually keep a lot on hand, but I guess I just used it and haven't replaced it yet. So what we're going to do is pull the cotter pin out of the foot peg. We're going to pull this foot peg off. Now, on this rear set, you can see these little tabs. Now, those are actually a stopper. So, when your foot peg is in here, to fold up, it's going to stop it from folding. It's only going to fold so much. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a grinder. Now I'm going to use a 4-inch grinder with a cutoff wheel, and we're going to cut both of them off, grind both of them off on each side. That way, if or when we do dump it, hopefully the foot peg will come up enough where it won't break the rear set. And if it does, it really don't matter. We'll just ride around the rest of the night again with one set. I'll show you another thing on the left side that's a little bit different, but it's not a big deal. But you don't have to do this. Just maybe it'll save it, maybe it won't. I keep 2 sets over there on the shelf, so when they break, I just put them on. They're like 32, 33 bucks. All my OEM parts I order from Babbitt's online. I've never had anything on back order. Everything I've ever needed from them, they always have in stock, and they get it fairly quickly. I've ordered grom parts. I've ordered parts for the CRF 450, YFZ 450. They just ridiculous amount of parts that they carry. So if you're looking for something stock, you might hit them up. We'll grind this off and move to the other side, and I'll show you that side too. Alright, so as you can see, not really nothing fancy or whatever, but butchered them off of there, and hopefully that is going to let us have a little bit more clearance when that thing goes to bend. So when the bike goes down on either side, hopefully the foot peg will be able to bend a little bit further, and it might. So before we do this side, I'm going to mark with this TIG rod. Try to hold that in the same place. Try to get somewhat of an accurate measurement. How far, how much difference it's going to make grinding these off. Maybe it's worth it, maybe it's not. It doesn't cost a dime to do this. Maybe 15 minutes maybe to do both sides, so it's not a big deal. So I'll grind these off, and then we'll take a look and see how much difference there is. We're going to put on a new shifter. So deal here with the shift linkage, I don't really understand the theory behind all this ridiculousness. The only benefits that I can think of is if you wreck, the chances of bending the shift shaft is probably a lot slimmer with this linkage in here. I understand that, but if you're familiar with bikes, 99% of all bikes, the shifter is mounted on the shift shaft, and that's how it is. They do break, they do bend. My brother has a CRF 70 for his kids, and I don't know which one it was, but one of them dumped it. They dumped it hard enough, it bent the shift shaft, but Also, you can get in here. Right here where the shift shaft goes into the case, there is a seal. And when it bent the shaft, it busted the case. So you didn't have a seal in the case. So I had to get another, pretty much a whole bottom end to put in it, side cases. So it was a little bit expensive, but personal preference. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna get rid of all this nonsense and we're going to put on a Pro Taper shifter. So let's do that. Just so you guys can see on the bottom of the rear set and the shifter right here, there's a snap ring. All you have to do is take this snap ring off, take this bolt out, and that's all there is. It'll all come apart. We're going to take this apart, show you the new shifter, and we'll put it on. I'm also going to try something else with this foot peg here and the rear set. I'm not quite happy with it, so let's do that. I'm going to take this snap ring off and this bolt, and we'll get all this garbage off. Alright guys, so we got this clump of garbage off of here. In my opinion, it's pretty trashy. The biggest concern I have with this stock assembly is the shifter is mounted to the rear set. So let's say you go down 30 miles away, maybe to a parking lot, maybe just your favorite road that you like to go to wheelie or just to ride in general, and you wreck your bike. If you break this off, then you don't have a shifter. That presents a problem. If you're in third gear, you dump it and you break this off and your bike's basically stuck in third gear. So you're gonna basically call a ride and say, hey, come pick me up because I can't shift this fucking thing no more. If you get a traditional shifter to put on it, granted you won't have a foot peg, but you'll still be able to shift it. You know, I'll take that any day. So it is what it is. A lot of people use the IMS shifter. It's alright, but what I have found is this Pro Taper shifter. It looks 20 times better than the IMS. The IMS is just tacky, in my opinion. Now my buddy Josh bought this for me and gave it to me, so much appreciated to Josh. Pretty simple to install. Take that bolt off, slide it on there, whatever position you want, put the bolt back in it, tighten it up, and done. So every little bit helps. Appreciate that, Josh, for getting me that shifter. This is the number for the Pro Taper shifter. I will put a link in the description. Also, upon measuring how much difference it makes grinding the tabs off these rear sets, what I noticed is on your foot peg, basically this little tab right here stops it from going up any further. So I've already got one measurement grinding these tabs off. Now I'm going to grind this off and see how much we gain. If it makes much of a difference, I'll go take the other side off and we'll grind these off too. Alright, so we got our new shifter on here, bolted up. It's pretty simple, one 8mm bolt. So we put it on, and I'm not gonna lie, it looks, I really like them. I don't know why everybody buys the IMS when the Pro Taper is like $5 more, and it looks so much better. So I took this foot peg back off and we grounded it up some. So I'd like to show you this. We took that notch off of it, and then in this area right here I ground it off, and it made a lot of difference. Before, just grinding these tabs off on the rear set itself, that only gained like 1/4 of an inch. For 1/4 of an inch, I don't think it's really worth the trouble, but I ground this off right here and it folds up damn near flat. So I'm pretty happy with that. That's a pretty good gain. So I feel like that's got the potential to maybe save it. I'll show you that it's almost it almost folds completely flat now. So I recommend that that you do that. I'll show you on this other side. That way you can see how much difference there is from only grinding on the set to grinding the set and the foot peg. So that's the difference. That one, that's out 3 inches, and the other side almost folds flat. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this one back off, and I'm gonna do the same thing, because that's pretty impressive how much that gains. That'll probably save me a rear set or 2, hell, maybe 3 or 4. I'm not that good, so I crash a lot. Alright, so we're gonna do this and we'll move on to something else. Hope that helps somebody. Alright guys, so I took this side back apart, and we're rounding this off, back side, and as you can see, now it folds up almost flush. So, my opinion, it takes 20 to 30 minutes to do that. If you've ever rode around with one set, one foot peg, then you'll understand. I think it's time well spent. You know, personal preference. If you want to do it, do it. If not, don't. But make sure you do both. Just grinding the tabs off the rear set doesn't gain very much. But if you grind them off on the rear set and you grind your foot peg, where that shit folds up nice. I don't see why they aren't like that from the factory. It's much better. What's up guys? Welcome back to this episode of the Grom Money Pit. So, some of this is personal preference and isn't really needed. I'm gonna do it because I want to. I'm gonna start with wrapping these front forks. The gold forks, they're a little bit hideous to me. Maybe some people like them, maybe some people don't. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap these forks. So I'm gonna get started on that. So as I mentioned, this isn't really a necessity, just personal preference. I think it makes it look much better, but like I said, to each their own. It's not something that you have to do. But I didn't think it was such a big deal, and didn't really bother me, the gold forks, until I started seeing some that were wrapped, and I ended up wrapping the yellow bike, and yeah, it's, in my opinion, I think it looks way better with the wrapped forks. Granted, some people do some crazy colors, and you know, like I said, whatever the person wants to do. But I'm gonna do black. Thought about doing orange, but I'm gonna do black. The worst part about these is doing the bottom of the fork tube here, where it's bigger, swells out there, kind of flared, you know. But just kind of get through it. Heat it up, work it around there best you can. Like I said, it's not perfect, it's vinyl wrap, so we're not building a show bike here, so the vinyl's gonna be good enough for us. Cleaning up the front end here, we have wrapped the forks. Got our All Moto fork stickers on. Hit me up if you might want some of them. Move right along, gonna get these big hideous turn signals off of here. They look pretty ridiculous to me. Pretty much the same ones I got on the other bike. These are the hotbodies flush turn signal. Obviously you'll have to have a LED relay because you can't run incandescent and LEDs. Same. So I'm gonna get this tore apart. We'll stick these on there. Get that cleaned up. So for the turn signal, we are pull off the front headlight cover assembly, and right here is where the flasher is. So we're gonna pull that off, put the LED relay in there, and hook up our turn signals. All right, well, got the forks wrapped, got our stickers on, we got our new turn signals in, flush mount signals with the LED relay, of course. We are still at high mileage, 0 miles. Much better. Much better. While I'm cleaning up the front, I'm gonna go ahead and take these handlebars off. And we got a brand new set of Pro Taper KLX 110 bars. Well, haven't seen this a lot. I'm not claiming to be the first one, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these, I'm gonna run them through the sandblaster, and I'm gonna powder coat them to match the bike. So I'm gonna get all this stuff stripped down. It's all pretty basic. I can't really tighten anything down until I get the handbrake and everything in, because I gotta obviously adjust and mount the controls. So I'm gonna take these bars off and we're gonna get this powder coated. So we got the bars powder coated. Took all the controls off the old stock bars. Got these powder coated. Got our bar pad back on. Got a couple Pro Taper stickers we're gonna put back on it. Color matches up pretty good. Not perfect. It's a little. The bars are just a little bit more red, but pretty close. So I'm gonna get started putting all this stuff back, and we shall return. All right, so pretty basic. Got the bars on. Look, I don't know if I like them or not. To be 100% honest, we'll see. Put all of our controls on here and start checking them out. These are oury, whatever, however you pronounce that. I actually run across these grips on accident, and I was got some for my daughter's four-wheeler off of eBay, and turns out I like these grips. I actually ordered enough of these to switch all my bikes over to these grips. These are the most comfortable grips I've ever seen in my life. I used to use Pro Taper. I like Pro Taper stuff, but yeah, there's no grip that compares to these. I mean, it's not even close. They're just super comfortable. I used to order them all off eBay. I was looking around on Steady Garage, and then I ordered the tail light and some other miscellaneous whatever. And I seen that they started carrying them, and they were the same price. So I was already ordering from them, so I ordered 2 pairs from them. I think I still got 4 or 5, but I'm gonna put some on this bike, and we're gonna switch the yellow bike over. So I'm gonna get to putting all the controls and stuff back, and we'll be back. Guys, so we went about as far as we can go right now until some more parts come in. I'm not gonna put the clutch on or the brake or anything else, because probably gonna have to redo it. You know, we got to put our 1-finger easy pull clutch on, our handbrake master cylinder to run our cables, got our levers to put on. So I'm gonna call this a good stopping point for part 3. So not sure if I like the bars orange or not. They're going on there for now regardless, so we'll see if they grow on me or not. So one thing, when you do the throttle tube side, change bars, there's a tab, little metal hole. It keeps this whole assembly from turning. Make sure that you drill that hole. If you don't, your whole assembly, throttle tube assembly, will move this way. It doesn't seem like a big deal, but when your brake's mounted, it can prevent your brake lever from working. So, hope this was helpful. This is part 3. Thanks for watching.